Hello, I'm meteorologist Rob Carlmark with yet another hot forecast. Folks, this is relentless. And I know that we go back and forth in September between early fall weather and then back to summer weather. This has just been going on for a really long time. In fact, it's been a record year for triple digit days, and we might go back there again very soon. So the pattern is setting up for this weekend. It goes into next week, but there is some relief once we get deeper into next week. So this is the beginning of a longer range pattern. Now, the headlines for us locally in Northern California is that we're going to be warming up. We're going to definitely notice the temperatures start to creep up. We've had some decently nice weather recently, but it's all about the hot weather arriving and lasting through the weekend and beyond. So get ready for a warmer weekend. And there's some debate whether it's warm or hot. Folks, trust me, if you are outdoors and it's 95 degrees in direct sunshine and you're doing something between 2 and say 5 o'clock in the afternoon or even 6, it's going to feel hot to you. So that's why I use the word hot, because it's how you feel out there. And if you're exerting yourself at all, you're definitely going to notice it. We are going back to triple digits by the beginning of next week. Now, here's some recent history. As of Friday, we're looking at yesterday's temperatures, and it was decently warm. But I think what surprises a lot of people is that these are close to averages. Upper 80s in late September is a normal thing around here in Northern California, and also the lows being in the 50s, that's fairly normal as well. But where we're going is definitely above normal, and we're going back to what I call the red days. Now, let's take a look at September in totality. It started off way too hot, then we hit a really nice streak of below average to average days right in the middle of the month, so no complaints there. And, you know, if you add everything up, September's been decently nice for a lot of it, but not all of it. Then we hit some hot weather, then we settled into some average weather, including yesterday, but then we're going back to straight up red days for the rest of the month, and then the beginning of October is going to be hot as well. I do promise that things are happening that are very much oriented for fall. In fact, for the highest elevations in Mono County, on the east side of the Sierra, and even around Tahoe, we're starting to see the earliest signs of the beautiful fall colors starting to happen. It's almost always at the highest elevations at first, and then it starts to move down to lower elevations. So it's going to look and feel a lot like summer because the leaves haven't even remotely changed for lower elevations. But remember, each and every day we start marching toward big holidays that we all know that are not associated with hot weather at all. Halloween occasionally is really warm, but not hot, not triple-digit heat. Halloween's on the way, Thanksgiving 62 days away, Christmas is 89 days away, and the New Year is only 96 days away. So we all know that weather patterns will change to the cooler and wet side, but it's not in the near term. By the way, there was a hurricane that made landfall yesterday, so there are signs of late summer things happening, but for us, it's all about high pressure that's moving in, and we are going to be hot again. This is going to last for the next 5 to 6 days before we see any sort of relief. Now, locally through the hours, what's going to be interesting for us is that warm temperatures are going to show up much earlier in the day than they did yesterday. By yesterday in Northern California, by noon, it was in the mid-70s. We're going to be in the mid-80s by that time, and then we just keep on going up. The good news about late season heat is that the amount of daylight is shorter because there's less hours. The sunset is before 7 p.m. and it's completely dark before 7:30. But the issue is that with the lack of wind that we have tonight, we're going to be watching the temperatures, the warm temperatures linger for several hours into the early evening. And on a Friday with things going on, football games and things like that, it's just going to be warm after the sun goes down. A mixture of 80s and 90s to kick off your weekend on a Friday, so it's going to be warm already. And what's interesting is that these numbers, 90s and upper 90s once you get north of Sacramento, are going to linger through much of the weekend. In fact, it's going to look very similar on Saturday and Sunday as well. Here's one change worth looking forward to. The lack of a delta breeze is going to keep our temperatures warm into the evening. But starting on Saturday, we get a little bit more of an onshore push into the evening. So that's going to help blunt some of the hot temperatures. In other words, we get to those numbers. We get to the mid-90s and the low 90s, but they don't last very long into the evening. It's going to be dry as a bone going all the way through the beginning of next week. That's those dark purple colors. And that's going to be an issue going forward because on Tuesday, with the lack of rain, the air drying out, the temperatures coming up, and a bit of north wind showing up between Monday and Tuesday into Wednesday, that is going to be a fire risk. So this is something that all comes together on Tuesday of next week. Between 2 and 8 p.m., think about where you're going to be and what's going on at that time. There's a lot of after work things, after school things, and it's going to be hot with a fire risk. No red flag warning posted as of now, but where we're going is definitely hot temperatures. It could be number 46 in the books, which would extend the record that we have at the moment of triple-digit days or more. Going forward, folks, we've got one definite triple-digit day on Tuesday, and 80s arrive at the end of next week.